What's going on, guys? Welcome to another gameplay video. Today we are jumping into Historic, and to preface this, I did throw out in the Discord, hey, I need a deck suggestion. Little peeved at our Discord, albeit I only gave him like 5 minutes, but didn't get any suggestions in 5 minutes, and so I found this deck instead. And I really like this deck. This one is super fun. So this is obviously a Lurrus deck, so the idea here is that everything is very cheap. But it's also a Pyromancer deck. Pyromancer, if you don't know, Young Pyromancer is traditionally kind of an Is It Spells Matters style card, where you gain a lot of very quick value off of devaluing the opponent's stuff with things like counters, and then outdrawing them in the long game with cantrips, and then ideally getting all these tokens along the way to swing in for the win. So you're kind of attacking on multiple axes. What this deck does really well, obviously it's not an Is It deck, it is a Rakdos deck. This really is proactive in dealing with what the opponent is trying to do. So you'll notice we've got things like Thoughtseize here. Thoughtseize, a beautiful, amazing card. This thing is insane. There are a few things better than turn 1 Thoughtseizing an opponent. And you just get to pull a card, whatever card, as long as it's a non-land from their hand. Now you do lose 2 life in that process, but again, we're a fairly fast deck, so we're not really worried about that. We've got things like Shock to deal with early game creatures and threats, so that way we can kind of push through as much damage as possible. We've got things like Innocent Blood, so obviously we're going to hopefully get a lot of 1/1 elementals here. It's perfectly fine to be able to sacrifice those and make the opponent sacrifice a creature as well, so this is kind of how we deal with a lot of the larger scale creatures. Overall, we've also got things like Kroxa as well to kind of devalue the hand. And then what's great about it is we get to pull it all back. So we've got things like Call of the Death Dweller. So with Stitcher Supplier, we can fill up our yard. With Call of the Death Dweller, we can pull a lot of these creatures back to get a second use out of them. Get an Archfiend's Vessel, and then all of a sudden you have a 5/5 demon, which is very good. Or just pull a Kroxa and get double activation there. On top of that, not just with creatures, we also have Dreadhorde Arcanist as a way to replay all of these very cheap kind of instants and sorceries that we've got here along the way as well. And then, of course, Lurrus to bring back all the permanents if we need to. Claim is another really quick way to be able to reanimate some things. We can also use the Fame side to kind of give it haste and buff it up. So really good late game card as well. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward deck. We do have Village Rites here as a way to just draw more cards. We tend to play out our hand very quickly. And so a deck like this really does need a little bit of card draw. Village Rites is very good in this deck because it's kind of okay to sacrifice creatures here. And so it's actually not too bad in that instance. We are running 22 lands, so 8 swamps, 4 mountains. 4 Blood Crypt, 4 Dragonskull Summit, and then just 2 Fabled Passage. Really, on the Dragonskull Summit and the Fabled Passage, these are conditionally tapped lands. And so you do have to be a little cautious with that in a deck where, one, you're only running 22 lands, which, you know, if that's the only land in your hand, that's a bit of a problem. But also, we are looking to play as much as we can very quickly. And so tapped lands, you know, dual lands are great, but if they come into play tapped, makes it a little tricky. And so we're going to do the best we can to avoid that and hopefully get some wins with this deck. I really do like it. Have played it just a bit, and so far, top notch. Absolutely love it. We will keep this. This is perfectly fine. Hopefully, we're having frames issues. So for those of you who didn't watch yesterday, we had some major frame issues. It looks like we're going to have that again. I do apologize. Unfortunately, there's not a ton we can do about it. We've had, in our area, so we're in the Rock Hill area, which means Comporium, if you don't know, has a monopoly on this area, which is frustrating. Let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll attack first. You can cast spells as though they had flash. Okay. And this is a Orion deck. Okay. And so the issue is, you know, we don't have a choice of provider. It's pretty much, you know, Comporium or bust. And so we're in a bit of a pickle where Comporium just isn't really all that good as our ISP, and so now we're running into issues, but we're doing the best we can. So I apologize. I know it's going to be a little bit laggy, but we're going to do the best we can to get through it. Let's see. So we hold up the Village Rites here. Attack in. We'll see what they do. Okay. So this is a case where Village Rites is a very, very good option because whatever they block here, we just get to sacrifice, and then of course we do get a little, you know, 1/1 out of the deal. So let's do this. Perfect. Land is great as well. Let's go ahead and get that out. We do need, obviously, 3 is like the prime perfect number. I'm gonna go for this here. And what do we want? I think I'm just gonna go Stitcher Supplier. This is very clearly like the Artifact Synergy deck, which I'm pretty sure is just gonna try and win on 1 turn. So we just kind of have to hope we can get there. I was gonna say that was a bit risky of them to want to do that. So let's do this. Let's Innocent Blood. Let's see what they do. We're gonna sacrifice this. They obviously sacrifice that. Do we want to... Let's attack first. There's gonna probably... They'll probably play something out here, I'm guessing. Oh, maybe not. So... Let's actually pull back the Vessel here. So this is our way of getting a little 5/5 very, very quickly, which is awesome. And they very well might have a way to deal with this pretty quickly, but it is a very powerful card to have this out very quickly, so I'm happy to do that. And hopefully we hit like a Kroxa or something along those lines here. Ah, we didn't. That's okay. All right. So this is very clearly a combo deck, obviously. But hopefully we can outpace it, and with this demon now especially, we can start getting in some real damage, hopefully. So we don't have the lands, do we? I was gonna say we could Fame here on something, but I don't think we'll be able to, obviously. So let's try and get rid of this here. Like I said, chances are they might just have a creature, but I think if they did have a creature, they would have played it last turn, so unless they drew it, it looks like that's not the case. Perfect. Alright, so we'll throw out the Arcanist. They're in blue, so sweepers are not really on the radar for me. And then we'll play a Stitcher Supplier. Again, hoping to get like a Kroxa so we can get that train rolling. Unfortunately still didn't hit it, but we are well prepared for a Kroxa. And also just setting up for a nice Lurrus here as well. Unfortunate, obviously they got to draw a couple cards here, but we did deal with the Kiora, which I'm very certain is, you know, a very instrumental card for their deck. So Thoughtseize is quite good. And because of Dreadhorde Arcanist, we actually get double activations out of it, which is great. Alright, so they have Root Snare. That's very interesting. So let's do this. I think, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can deal 11 this turn. And we do get the activation off of Thoughtseize. They do get to play stuff at flash speed, worth noting here, but let's just attack in. Alright, so we'll pull Thoughtseize. We do get to play it here. We'll see if they want to play this Corridor Monitor. Yorion, I think, is the pick. The Corridor Monitor is annoying, for sure, but it's also not really the game-ending card that they're... You know, it's not gonna win the game. Worth noting, though, we probably shouldn't have attacked with the Stitcher Suppliers, but if they kill one, we actually get more cards in the yard. So I'm not terribly upset about that. This Thassa's Intervention is good, but it's not really a threat as, that Yorion is. And so I felt a little more apt to trying to kill that Yorion. We do have to watch our own life total as well. I mean, Yorion, not a huge threat, especially since we have a 5/5, but we do want to be in a position where we just get to keep attacking as much as possible. So, let's see. What's going to be the best play here? We do need to check our graveyard because we obviously have a number of things in here. It's probably just... We have the Innocent Blood. It's probably just Innocent Blood. I'm guessing. So let's go ahead and attack with everything. Each player sacks a creature. They also have all the power in the world to potentially counter this with the Thoughtseiz's intervention. But again, if they kill anything here, it's actually fine. Like, we're perfectly happy to trade off anything that they're able to kill. Just because, you know, if this dies, we mill 3 cards, which just helps us. If this dies, it gets into the graveyard, in which case, you know, we get to then pull it back at some point. So, perfectly happy here. What did they do? Oh, they just drew. Oh, okay. So we'll sack here. So we could have actually potentially killed them this turn. So that might have been a bit of a mess up play. We could have actually definitely. That was a mess up. It's fine. Everything is fine. We are trying stuff out here. This bodes fairly well. If they've only got 1 mana left open, like, I feel pretty good that we're... Yeah. There we go. Awesome. We got there. I like that. I like that quite a lot. That was awesome. That's exactly what this deck is looking to do, is just devalue, 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 and then keep poking through as much damage as possible. And so, couldn't be happier with the results there. Let's jump into game 2. And again, I do apologize for the frame rates, guys. I know it's a little frustrating. I'm doing the best I can to get the network back up and doing its thing, but unfortunately it's a little bit out of my hands. Also, just want to let you know, new Patreon rewards are officially available this month. So September rewards are out. I believe it's Cultivate Doubling Season, great one, and Bayou. And also it's the new art on Cultivate, the absolutely stunning art, and I forget the artist's name, but absolutely beautiful. Definitely would love to have you guys support. Don't feel like you have to, please. We are not, you know, trying to do that, but if you would like to, please consider it. And, you know, we'd appreciate it. We've got a really great group on Patreon. They are phenomenal. We could not do what we do without them, and so I just want to extend a huge, huge thank you to everybody there who really makes a lot of what we do possible. All right, we're just going to wait. Dragonskull Summit. I think we'll just go ahead and Pyromancer here. It might have been correct to Stitcher Supplier plus Shock. Or, excuse me, plus leaving up Shock. But we do have the Village Rites in our hand, as well as a Claim here. So even if this dies, we should be able to get it back pretty quickly, is kind of my thought. And it looks like this is just a very heavy Teamer ramp deck, in which case they may just not have a lot in their hand, or they only have 1 or 2 things in their hand, in which case, hopefully, you know, we'll be able to deal with that, but we'll obviously see as we go through. Ooh, that is very good. Absolutely love Thoughtseize. It's so good. Okay, so we're definitely getting rid of Nissa. As good as Ulamog is, it's not happening yet, so we're definitely getting rid of Nissa. Let's do this. Okay. And we obviously just pass here. Let's see. So we do have Dreadhorde Arcanist, so we can claim Defame it next turn and actually pull out this Ulamog as well, and then they just have nothing, which does seem to be a very apt play. Let's get another black source here. Let's claim. This also obviously sticks out more tokens, which is amazing. Let's do this. More tokens. We're going to attack with everything here. Part of this is that we have a shock left up. And so we're going to get to kill at least one of these little 0/3s. That doesn't seem amazing, I will admit, but it just means that we're able to get a lot more damage in. So let's just do this. Then they're left with essentially nothing, and we have obviously a large number of tokens. Perfect. So now we just kind of have to hope they don't draw like a Nissa. A Nissa would be very bad. All right, we got there. And I don't think we had frame issues. That is amazing. That was a beautiful game. That was exactly what we were looking to do. So fantastic. Let's, I really love this deck. This one is very, very fun. Cool, we leveled up. All right, let's jump into our third and final game of this video. Of course, we will do a part 2, a second video where we'll do 3 more games, so you can definitely check out more gameplay with this one. I'm already going to say this is a very fun deck to play, so even if it's not necessarily perfect, I would recommend it. Now, this hand. We know we're low on lands. I think it's correct to mulligan. I think this is correct to keep, putting a land back. As terrible as it feels to mulligan, sometimes you just have to do it, and that was one of those times, I think. You really do need both colors of mana to operate this deck. Also, again, frames, I apologize. Let's get this guy out, and let's just go ahead and Young Pyromancer. They may have something like a Censor. Yeah. Well done. Thankfully, we have Claim to be able to bring that back, so I'm not terribly worried about it, but these... Alright, that was... We're not going to count that. We will definitely not count that. Hey, we ranked up. Yeah, I forgot I also logged on and it was the end of the season, naturally, because it's the first, but got all the rewards and did all that stuff. Alright, let's jump into one more, just in case. That didn't feel like a true game. I really do want to thank you guys, though. So we just wrapped up our Primo Print giveaway, which was amazing. We had a phenomenal turnout, so thank you all for taking the time to do that. That was just on Instagram. That was a smaller giveaway, but we work with Primo Print in terms of doing our proxies. So, I'll actually pull. This was one of the I think this was the first proxy I ever did. This beautiful little Elishnorn. That was the first proxy that I ever did, and let's just attack first. Let's see what they do. I didn't think they would do anything, but like, just in case, it's kind of worth it. That's obviously there's something weird that's gonna happen here. Anyway, Primo Print is who prints our proxies. They are a great group of people. They've been very kind to us, and so we talked with them, and we were able to put something together where we could do a giveaway for them, which I'm very thankful we were able to do. Because again, like I said, they are a great group, awesome people, and so I'm really happy to be able to do that. But interesting. Okay. Good. Let's play another Dreadhorde Arcanist. I'm actually going to decline. I kind of want to keep that for this Selfless Savior at some point. And this may be incorrect because they probably have more enchantments. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, they do all of our printing, and so we were very fortunate to be able to work with them on that. So, we will have, naturally, another giveaway coming up very, very soon for Zendikar Rising. I don't know exactly when we will release that, but that will be up very soon, most likely in the next, week or two. And I'm very stoked about it. I think it's going to be awesome. I really, really enjoy doing these giveaways. It's a fun time. So we do have a way we can Village Rites and then, get this back with Claim. This may be incorrect, I don't know. We're going to try it, though. See what happens. They may also just have another, Yeah, that's fine. Okay. You got it. And I fully expected that, but it was worth it, I think, to try. So get to draw 2. Ooh. Let's Thoughtseize. Wow, all of these are very, very good. Let's take the Curious Obsession, though. And let's get this. Alright, so let's see what they do. They have to attack this turn, obviously. Maybe the Aether Tunnel would have been the better bet. I don't know. It can't be blocked now, so that's where it's tricky, but the Curious Obsession meant they were going to draw multiple cards a turn, and I just don't know if that was good. Now, of course, they still get to draw a card, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so... Trying to think the best way to do this. So we actually get 2 cards out of our graveyard, don't we? I think we're gonna lose this. But we'll see. I think we pull Lurrus back. Yeah, I don't feel good about this, to be honest. Excuse me. Now I definitely don't. Alright, so we have to find a way to deal a lot of damage here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could theoretically do it. If we draw a land, we can play Lurrus, then also play Aftermath on this, so we can play the Fame. But, oh, no. No. We're having a network error. I'm sorry, guys. I thought we were doing okay on frames and everything. We'll try and reconnect him. We'll see if we can make it work. Like I said, network issues. It's a bit frustrating at the moment, but we're doing the best we can. I think we're going to lose this game regardless, but, you know. For posterity's sake, let's try and make it work. As you can see, though, I will say while we're kind of loading back up here, this deck is really, really good at like kind of picking apart what the opponent's doing on a very fast-paced kind of basis. You get multiple uses out of your Thoughtseizes. You get a lot of creatures with a Young Pyromancer. You can really do a lot here. And so I really like this deck for a lot of reasons. Unfortunately... Okay. Is this... Oh, okay. Decline that. Decline that. Sure. They just gain the life. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just lose. They just have flying and everything. We can't do anything about it. All right. Well, that's fine. It was still worth trying. We could have just stayed back on defense potentially there, but regardless. Either way, this deck is really fun, like I was saying, and it does, excuse me, a very good job at what it's trying to do. And so I'm loving it. I'm really excited to do a part 2 with this one. So far, we're technically 2-1, which is great. And so let's see if we can make that even better in the second video. But regardless, guys, I really appreciate the support lately. Like I said, if you would like to check out the Patreon, please don't feel like you have to, but there is a link down below and you can do that. Again, new rewards are up and I'm really proud of them. I think they look fantastic. So I hope you guys enjoy those. For current patrons, by the way, your rewards for August are being sent out today. Those always get sent at the beginning of the next month, kind of a thing. End of the last month at the beginning of the next one. So they will be sent out today. So be looking for those. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in part 2 in just a minute.